Hello my friends, welcome back to another Lost Ark video. Today's Tuesday, so that means Topical Tuesday. Topical Tuesday, we just kind of sit here, read the Reddit, see what's been happening over the last week. Unsurprisingly, I think it's going to be a lot of Thaemine the First drama, but I haven't actually picked out threads. Sometimes I do, sometimes I just like to YOLO it. Today is a very YOLO day. I do want to take a look at this, though, real quick. And then let's pop over to top. Let's go to past, not month, past week. What do we got here? Yeah, here's some Thaemine the First drama. You feel confident that Thaemine is going to kill the game on the west. Can we finally remove gold costs from all these garbage systems? Let's start here, and then we'll also go for the Transcendence Helper tool, because I think that's helpful to at least brush over. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, as always. And, I mean, if you're here hanging out with me, you guys are pretty chill, and you're straight vibers, and we're best friends. So, roadmap tomorrow with Echidna trailer, or teaser. Is Echidna really going to be called Ladon in our version? I don't know why, but it feels so awful to call her Ladon. She was called Ladon before we knew it was going to be a raid. In KR, it's Echidna, but our region had it as Ladon all along. Ladon. Who really gives a shit, man, honestly? Oh, maybe it's just me. But roadmap tomorrow, which is kind of exciting. And then obviously...
It's an all-new 8-player raid with 2 gates. Azeros raid. It's an all-new 8-player raid with 2 gates, featuring new enemies and mechanics. The main enemy is Ladon, who was the covetous Legion commander long before Vicus came to power.
Good old Ladon.
So arriving...
Anyways. We're looking at new Hell Monkey Guardian raid, new continent with story, and Snake Lady raid. So it's probably the next 3 months. Yeah, I think that's fair. Though I do wish they would put more time between Thaemine and Echidna, or Ladon, because, again... Maybe it's just me, and I am the only one who suffers from this issue, but even when I'm really, really into Lost Ark, for some reason, having to learn a new piece of content every 2-3 months just isn't fun for me. And, like, I'm somebody who really enjoys progging stuff in general, but, like, Thaemine, with Thaemine's release, I didn't even bother looking for a group really that difficult. Like I sent out a message saying, hey, if anybody wants to take me, I'm down to go. That's about all I did. And what I ended up doing was joining people who had already progged and cleared through it, because generally I'm a pretty fast learner. And I basically ended up one-shotting Gate 1, Gate 2. Haven't tried Gate 3 this week because they got busy, but shit, I'm not worried about it. That's what that's where I'm at. I'm still burnt out from progging stuff. I'm still burnt out from flicking progging raids and stuff. And it's just every 3 months, 2 months, every 3 months, you have to prog a new raid. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too used to WoW, where the progging doesn't stop. So you're progging a raid pretty much up until the next raid drops, unless you're in a good guild, which I most certainly was not. But in that game, you didn't really have to run 17 other raids every week in addition to your progging. So it felt a lot less stressful. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think there's too many raids overall. I hope that what happened today will prove Aegeus that any race in our version is pointless. Legit or piloted... legit or not, piloted or not, players that are playing in Korea or Russia have no chances on... Excuse me. Players that are not playing in Korea or Russia have no chances of winning any races and competitions when it comes to raids. Whose idea was it to come out with the first in our version? Trial Guardians already proved that it's worth shit. Anyways, that's it. Whoever is responsible for making decisions needs some reality check. This is what happens when we don't control our Acacia border. Jesus Christ. They took our clears. Bro, Aegeus is just doing this shit to milk whales. You think they actually give a fuck about integrity? And they probably made some of them mad who actually tried to compete and got the clear pop-up while still on Gate 1, Gate 2. True. Basically, if you don't know, the first... Like, when the first Thaemine clear stuff started, there were people getting pop-ups for the clear in like an hour after it started. Is this surprising? No. But that's kind of what people are upset about. I do kind of agree that it's kind of worthless in its current state. There's like basically no reason to have any sort of race with any sort of reward tied to it, whether it be vanity titles or like actual rewards. There's no reason for any of that in our version, because the only people who will win that in our version are people who should not be winning it, i.e. veterans, right? I don't really care either way, but I do think it's funny. Yeah, who cares? 90% of the player base don't give a shit about some race, leaderboard, man, man, Lost Ark Web. I mean, this is true. I don't give a shit, but I still do think you can look at it objectively from like an objective competitive point of view and be like, this is kind of stupid and like kind of worthless and probably should be changed in the future if this is going to be a future sort of endeavor in terms of like, you know. Yeah, but who cares? If the fraud's from title, everyone will know who's fraudulent while they wear it, while we get to sit back and watch the drama. There being a race or not literally doesn't impact the normal player. Yeah, that's true. But again, you can easily not necessarily care about the meat and potatoes of it, but you can also care about like the idea, right? You know what I mean? At least that's how I look at it. It's just not a great mindset to have, these two mindsets, in my opinion. Because like, I don't give a shit, but I can still sit here and say that this is designed horribly and should not exist in its current state, right? I mean, for sure, it's still IMO stupid. Normal players can't try to fight for these extremely real titles. What's even the point in holding the Olympics when every gold winner is blatantly undope? It's basically allowing people to cheat to win the Olympics, while peasants and normal players can only watch and be proud they witness rich people getting away with breaking TOS. Don't think it's a fair comparison. This isn't hell content where it's equalized. It's a realm of the game that costs thousands of dollars to get into to even have a chance to compete, which then required you clear Thaemine Gate 3 and 4 for you even get to first. Normal players were never even consideration for these titles, whether it came out 6 months late versus Korea or the same time, just the top maybe 100 in each region. Global even stand a chance. Yeah, I mean, people will always find their ways around it, but the end of the day, setting it up like this is just asking veterans who have been clearing this shit for months to just come over to our version and clear it. Which I think, for the competition / race in general, is just not good. Anyways, I feel confident that Thaemine is going to kill the game in the West. After programming for half a Gate 3 with my static, I don't see how the average player in a pug is going to stay through this. Go ahead and downvote me, but a raid this difficult should never exist in a weekly homework game. I will just stay away from Gate 3. So, again, full disclaimer, I haven't actually ran any Gate 3 myself, but I've watched plenty of hard mode Gate 3 attempts, and I've also watched some normal mode Gate 3 attempts. From what I spitballed to my friend as an idea, I was like, you know what, this is probably going to be like a Belshazzar situation, where you're going to end up running 1-2 hard mode every week, and then probably drop 3 to normal and run it every week once you have your 1 Gate 3 hard mode clear, because you do need 1 Gate 3 hard mode clear to unlock Transcendence fully. But I think the additional shit in Gate 3 hard mode specifically isn't worth the mental anguish of going through it weekly. And that's kind of what I was saying to my friend, and he kind of agreed with me. And this is somebody who's progging Gate 3 hard mode. Obviously, people will learn it as time goes on, for sure, like every other raid. But Thaemine definitely does seem to be a bit extreme. Good, maybe then devs will add a casual difficulty to raids or something other than raids for progress. That's true. Would be nice. I'd like to stay even if it turns out I can only do Gate 3, 1 to 2 normal, which I expect is my limit. Likely even if just Gate 1. Doesn't matter if it take me a year to get somewhere with Transcendence. There are always material acquisition buffs and mechanic nerfs and requirement nerfs, so more than likely it won't take more than about half a year. I just hope enough others in such a position will stay too, so that you have people to play with. True. I learned Gate 1 3 in 2 days of progging. It's not impossible, but it is not newbie friendly. Can't imagine people power passing to 1610 into this Lamau. Yeah, that's kind of the mentality. Thaemine has always been advertised as being the hardest raid in the game. People knew about this. The expectations were clear. The only thing SG needs to do is fix the Transcendence level lock behind Gate 3 in hard mode. Yeah, I don't necessarily like the fact that it's locked between or behind a Gate 3 hard mode clear. Like, why can't you just do it for doing normal mode? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't get it. But you know my opinions if you've been around this channel for a while. I think raids generally should be easier and hell modes should be specifically harder. Shit you're expected to clear weekly should not be super, super difficult to the point of people severely struggling with it. Obviously, people are going to struggle with certain things, different things, and I'm not saying that raids are particularly hard in their current state, but you know what the fuck I mean, man. You know? What are we doing here, then? Am I upgrading my gems and tapping so I can clear a con faster? A challenge is nice. From someone that is loving progging the new raid, I'm completely understanding of OP. Putting vertical progress behind a hard line for majority casual, not hardcore players, is not a good move for the health of the game. Yeah. And also, I don't think he's necessarily saying that he doesn't want to clear Gate 3. But there is a significant difference between Gate 3 Thaemine normal and Gate 3 Akon normal. Gate 3 Thaemine normal, Gate 4 Belshazzar normal. And then even if you look in between Thaemine itself, there's a huge difference between Gate 3 normal and Gate 3 hard mode, and Gate 3 hard mode is required if you want to complete Transcendence. You know what I mean? I think that's sort of the problem. It'll probably be like, bro, where Pug community settles around Gate 1-2 with drop-off. Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be Gate 1-2 hard mode, then 3 normal for the majority of people at some point. Until we can, like, overgear it. Can we finally just remove the gold cost from all these garbage RNG systems? Korea had tons of months to farm up gold in between Brel and Thaemine. Global had around 15 months. Why do we have to pay the same amount of gold for honing in these garbage systems like Elixir or Transcendence? How is anyone supposed to afford this shit? Yeah, true. Release 2 RNG gold sinks that overlap around the same item level. Elixir's Transcendence, genius move by the devs. You can't, but you have people commenting that they were able to do just fine every week. Why they were able to, here's why. Being able to sell accessories every week, being in a static which lowers the requirement of your character, getting lucky with elixirs, selling weekly maps, getting lucky with honing, and don't understand how people don't have 1620s yet. True. And then the last thing I wanted to look at this week is the Lophago Transcendence Helper EN version is now available. So, we have a little quick guide here. You can kind of see here the board. You set up the board. It shows you what to do. And I mean, we can kind of take a look at it here. Bum, bum, bum. So this is the Transcendence Calculator / helper thing. And I'm assuming it's much like the, the Transcendence one. Not Transcendence, but Elixir one, in which it'll just tell you the best thing to do, where to use it. So let's calculate. What does it want to do? So it wants me to use Thunder. Use. I see. How does it expect you to use this? So these are all the stats that you would normally input. Right. Right. Let's quick guide number 2. Cover to see grade 3 probability, recommended choice. Right. Broken hands tile, so click enhance button. Alright. I mean, I'll take a look at this when I start doing Transcendence. Like I said, I've cleared 1-2. I'll figure it out as we go. But this guy does some good work, especially since he translates it over for English specifically, since he's already had this made for Korea. I mean, obviously it's not perfectly translated or anything, but it's a lot better than it being 0% translated. Elemental names you got so far. Oh, and you're just helping him translate. That's good. How do you change the tile placement? Mine shows it different than what AI has. Did you change the gear and level? After you set it, you need to press the reset button. Cool. It's showing me what element to use, but not where to place it on the first turn. Is that normal? Oh, I see. Interesting. Anyways, though, like I said, I think that's about it for this week's episode of hanging out with me on Reddit. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Thank you to my YouTube members.